The subject of today's video has one of the most insane stories for the 2023 NFL Draft. He went from having one Power 5 offer to now being potentially a top 5 to top 10 pick in this year's draft. He's become one of the best defenders in college football over the last few years and is poised to be a franchise player on Sundays, and his story is going to inspire people all around the country. Today we're going to tell his story, how he went from one offer to the top 10 of the NFL Draft, go through his career, and why he could be so good at the next level. But before you get started, if you love football content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you want to support today's video, turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload, and let me know what player I should cover next. Now, let's get started. So you're probably wondering who the subject of today's video is, and it is none other than Illinois defensive back Devon Witherspoon. But in order to understand how Witherspoon could be a top 10 pick, we first need to go back in time. Based on research, it seems that Witherspoon grew up in the Pensacola, Florida area, but didn't play much football growing up. Instead, he put most of his time and effort into basketball, and he chose to follow that sport to Pine Forest High School. Witherspoon focused on basketball his first 2 years of high school, but he gave football a shot as a junior and would make an immediate impact. He said, quote, "I really wasn't expecting it. I realized football was an opportunity for me to get out of Pensacola and to play football at a big university." His first FBS offer would come from the local school Troy, and he began to collect more smaller offers around the country. But he had his eyes aimed higher after a stellar high school career. His coaches and teammates at Pine Forest always believed he could be a standout player at a Power 5 conference. After graduating in 2018, he was named the All-Area Football Defensive Player of the Year, as well as the Male Athlete of the Year. He would just need to create a chance for himself, and if he did, he could take off. As a senior at Pine Forest, Witherspoon posted 74 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 9 pass breakups. He helped lead his team to a 9-4 record and an appearance in the Florida Class 6A playoffs. Despite a good career and decent offers, he was struggling with grades and thought he would need to go the JUCO route. In fact, he figured he'd have to play 2 years at Hutchinson Community College to build up his stock and to get to the higher level. He was all set to leave Pensacola for the small, lonely life of being a JUCO football player in Kansas, but at the last minute, one school had an extra scholarship and he got a good test score and he'd be able to qualify. He took the SAT and received a score which qualified him for the highest level of college football, and he received a phone call from Illinois head coach Lovie Smith. At that time, Witherspoon verbally committed to join Illinois just 4 days before the start of fall camp. Devon was shocked. He said, quote, "It was kind of shocking getting that phone call. I got to junior college on July 9th, 2019, and I got my test scores the next day. I knew the deadline was coming, so I took my opportunity to go to Illinois right away." He eventually chose the Illini over South Alabama, Appalachian State, Georgia State, Temple, and UMass, and that was by far his best offer. He said he always wanted to play Power 5 football, and that the Lord blessed him with the abilities to play at Illinois. He'd only played 2 years of organized football to this point, but pretty much everyone in the area knew he had unlimited potential if he was coached well and would just get an opportunity. His high school coach said, quote, "He's a playmaker, and he has that dog mentality. He's an extremely good cover corner. We matched him up with the team's best receiver, and he always shuts him down." One Illinois beat writer said, quote, "Illinois recruits for talent, but they also recruit on potential. They go for kids who have a high ceiling. That is what I see with Witherspoon. The potential this kid has as an athlete is exciting to think about. I can't wait to get him into the program." For a pretty much forgotten Illini program, Witherspoon was not a high recruit at all. According to 24/7 Sports, he was literally a 0-star recruit and was not even listed in their overall database. He was new to the game of football and got a late chance, so what would he end up doing with it in Champaign, Illinois? Going into his Illinois career, there was not much expected of him, but he'd end up actually getting a chance to do a little bit as a freshman. He became Illinois' best special teams player his first year and also would start 3 games at defensive back. He actually had a crucial touchdown-saving tackle that proved to be the difference maker in one of the biggest wins in Illinois' history. They knocked off undefeated number 6 Wisconsin by way of that game-winning field goal, and without Witherspoon's tackle, that doesn't happen. As that true freshman, he ended up finishing with 33 tackles, 10 assisted tackles, and 2 pass deflections. In 2020, Witherspoon's role would increase. This time he would start 7 games and also recorded his first career interception on a nice play against Minnesota star receiver Rashad Bateman, who was a first-round pick to the Baltimore Ravens. Witherspoon would get a little bit better and better, as in 2020 he finished with 33 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and those 2 interceptions. 2021 was going to be his breakout year, and the name of the game for Witherspoon was confidence. He said, quote, "I feel more comfortable this year with it being my second year in the mix. Freshman year I was nervous, and I got the bugs out and I got into my groove. As a junior, he would take off. I'm one of the top defensive backs in the country. He finished with 52 tackles, 9 pass deflections, and 1 sack. Opposing teams did not want to throw the ball his way, and when they did, he was making plays. He probably could have been a late round pick at that time, but he decided to come back for the 2022 season, and if he could just live up to the potential and build upon his 2021 performance, then he was going to be a first round pick. He ended up having a stellar season as he finished with 42 tackles, 14 pass deflections, and 3 interceptions. Despite teams knowing everything about him, he still managed to almost double his pass deflections and pick the ball off 3 times. Partially because of him, Illinois would have a breakout season, and their defense was one of the best in the country. Their defensive coordinator Ryan Walters did such a good job that he took the head coaching job at Purdue. Witherspoon was insane. He became the first defensive back in Illinois history to be named a first-team All-American, and people have been gushing about his potential for quite a while now. He ended up declaring for the 2023 NFL Draft, and right now, he's supposed to be a first-round pick at minimum. The last time Illinois had a first-round pick, that was all the way back in 2012. That year, they had Whitney Merciless and A.J. Jenkins, who both went number 26 and number 30, and Jenkins will go down as one of the biggest wide receiver busts in NFL history. As I said, Witherspoon's going to go in the first round, but he also has a legit shot to go in the top 10. What did the scouts think? One said, quote, "When I first popped him on, I was blown away with the instincts and just a natural feel and awareness. He sees things before they develop. Sometimes you can see guys that have the athletic ability, and sometimes you see the guys that really have studied film and they know how to play. It's not common when you see the guys that have it all wrapped up together though. He does, and he is a complete package." When I take a look at NFLMockDraftDatabase.com, he's right now the 8th best ranked prospect as a consensus mid-teens pick. I'm really excited to see where this guy gets drafted and how he does at the next level, and his story is truly insane. After playing 2 years of high school football, he was going to go play at the lowest level and the most difficult level of football as a JUCO player, but just in the nick of time, had to get his SAT score right. Illinois had an extra scholarship, and they made the call, and it all happened at the right time. He also happened to come in when there was an opportunity for him to play early on, and under a defensive genius in Ryan Walters. It truly all worked out perfectly for Devon, and that should inspire all football players that no matter when you start or no matter what you're ranked, you can make it, and all you need is a chance. The insane rise of Devon Witherspoon is a great story, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, let me know your thoughts down below, give me another draft prospect I can take a look at next, subscribe if you're new, and check out all of the videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.